This simple practice will change your world profoundly. If you do this every day, your life will get better and better and better. And I'm going to say something here in a second, and I know you've heard this before, but the depth and the interchange that happens, many people do not fathom. They don't understand that it's not just on one level, it's actually multi levels. And that is this: if one shifts their vibration into a state of being grateful for the things that you have, and if you do this on a regular basis, you will create more and more and more of a magnet to all the good things in life. All the abundance, all the love, all the health, really everything that you've ever wanted will start happening. But it's not only this though, and here's the piece that I think is left out, is not only when you shift yourself into a state of being grateful for what you already have, all these things are magnetized, but it also helps you value the things such as your time, such as your body, such as the way you're investing yourself and how you're using every second of the day, which then in turn creates more self-discipline within yourself and how you operate. And the reason for this is apparent when you're in the state of gratitude, because when you're grateful for your time, then you see each second as a potential investment in your future. Whereas if you're not grateful for your time, then what'll happen is you'll be okay falling into things like addictions or lust or anything that is not truly moving the needle in your direction of your dreams. All of this will be discounted. Your entire self, your beingness will be discarded. Your higher self will be abandoned for the lower carnal pleasure. So this is really important. If you are grateful each day of your time on this earth, and you're grateful for the gifts that the Lord has bestowed upon you, and you're grateful for all the wonderful things that you have, if you just look around, think of all the wonderful things that we have compared to 200 years ago. All these magnificent creations that people have made. And we just accumulate these all throughout our lives, and it's really wonderful. But just taking the time to be grateful for the wonderful creations that are around us really shifts the whole vibratory energy. And when you do this, it literally creates a magnet of goodness. Otherwise, we don't invest ourselves. Everything is dissipated. The time and how we use our time becomes dissipated because we're no longer in gratitude of what the Lord has given us. And therefore, how should we expect more good things if we haven't really tapped into the value of the things that we have? The other thing, and it says this in the Science of Getting Rich, and it's very true, when you tap into gratitude, you're actually tapping into communion with God. When you're grateful, it's like you tap into this live wire that is connected to God, and therefore you can listen to God better. Without gratitude, we're like empty. We're empty vessels, and we become those who do not have. It's when you tap into gratitude that you fathom the power of who you are. You fathom the power not only of who you are, but also what you have up to this point. And so you start becoming the larger you just by being grateful for what you already have. This is a practice that can easily be forgotten. And that's why many teachers suggest that a person writes down gratitude statements each day. And I'm on board with this. It can transform a person, their business, their income, their health, their love situation, their relationships, their happiness, all good things. And even if you only have a little to be grateful for, just be grateful for that. And what you'll find is that even when you're grateful for the little things, you still find more to be grateful for. There are so many things in the world to be grateful for that it'll just keep growing and growing and growing. And when you're doing this, you're actually increasing your awareness of self. You're enlarging yourself. You're becoming the big you when you do this, because we live in a society, in a world now where there are so many blessings, but many of us go throughout our lives and we don't even see the blessings. They're there already for us. But when we're grateful for them, it's like we come into the present moment and we can receive even more blessings, because it's like God sees that we're grateful for what we're given, and then He gives us even more. It literally is like a magnet of goodness, and that magnet will pull in more and more and more good things to us. And we can even look at this. Let's say you're giving a present to a child, and you have two situations. Situation number one, the kid is not grateful. They just get it, maybe they throw it to the side. And then you think to yourself, well, I'm not giving this kid anymore. They're not grateful for the present that I gave them. Why would I want to give them any more? And then situation number two, you give a child a present and they're just so excited and they're so thankful and they come up and hug you. That kid, it's like, wow, I want to give more presents to this kid, because obviously he appreciates what he's been given. And so it's that same principle of gratitude attracting more good things. And the more a person is grateful, the more they will find things to be grateful for, and thus it just keeps building and building and building. It's when we sever the gratitude, that's when the magnetism itself is also severed. Because without the connection of gratitude, it's hard to receive that flow. And love is also tapped into gratitude. So love and gratitude work together. It's like the more you're grateful, the more you can receive love, and the more someone outside of you is grateful, the easier it is to love them as well. So it's an energetic exchange that happens when you're grateful. You can receive the love, but you can also give the love too. And it really affects things on a cellular level. It even affects the physical objects around you. The studies that have been done on the water molecules have proven that just being grateful to water will affect the water on a deep level. And many physical objects have water in them. And it goes to show that when you're grateful, even the physical objects around you are affected, and it's more likely that they will work good. I've seen people who are always frustrated and they're always talking negative, and it seems like they always have broken things around them. But those who are grateful, it's almost like everything is always working out for them. No matter what, there's always good things happening, and there's hardly ever anything broken. Everything is swept and well kept, and things are working and well oiled, and they're shiny because they're grateful. They value what they have, and that energy literally goes out and affects the molecules around us, and it makes them vibrate in love. And I know many people bring this up about the story of Jesus blessing the food, and he multiplied the loaves and the fishes. But this is really a deep lesson. When we're grateful for what we've been given, it multiplies. It multiplies the good things. But if we discard the little things, then it brings more of that. Because what we're doing in effect is we're shifting a vibration into not having. We shift the vibration into lack. And so that lack brings more lack. And so really the way forward is being grateful for whatever it is. Even if you have a hard time finding something to be grateful for, you can come back to being grateful for your gifts, or grateful for your pillow, or maybe you have a good book that you like to read. Being grateful for that is a good starting place. And then shifting it to being grateful for all the wonderful things that one has. You can really feel the vibratory energy around you when you're grateful for these things. It lifts the whole energy around, the whole consciousness around a person. Gratitude is also patient. There are many vibrations where it's like you're in a rush and you're trying to get all these things done, but gratitude, you're patient, but you're not lazy. And so it's this energy that it gets things done. It's in harmony with nature. So it's not lazy, but it's patient. It's at peace. It's welcoming to good things. And shifting this vibration into gratitude every day is not a hard thing to do. But what I've found is, unless one makes it a practice, then it can be easy to get off of it. If you start trying to do things yourself, or push or force things, then it can make a person just forget about gratitude, and then therefore you may start trying to expect things not from your vibration. We have to understand that the vibration itself is what creates. And it's like it says in 1 Corinthians 13, you can be very talented, you can have these gifts, you can be very righteous, you can be doing supposedly all the right things, but unless you have love, it will be meaningless. You'll be like a clanging cymbal. So gratitude welcomes the vibration of love. Gratitude taps us in on how to properly communicate with the world and thus receive the blessings and not be discarded. And it really is wonderful. It's also it puts us in a discerning mind too, because you'll find that there are certain things in your environment that are not in harmony with gratitude. And these could also be people. And when you're grateful, you'll start seeing what is in alignment with that vibration. And it'll start opening a person's eyes to, okay, what should I really tap into? What should I focus on? Because certain things in your environment you'll be grateful for, and then you'll find that others are not in harmony with that gratitude. So it's very simple. You just turn away from the things that are not in alignment with gratitude and seek out the ones that are in alignment with gratitude. And then again, it's like you're pulling in the positive stuff to you, and you're just ignoring the negative stuff, because the negative stuff in essence is not in love with you. And so who cares about that? This practice of being grateful for what you already have is transformational. It can transform societies. You'll see that there are certain businesses where you can tell that the people are grateful to work there. I'll go in certain grocery stores and certain restaurants, and there is just this stark difference of how they operate and how they treat the people versus like going into a government building, for instance, where you can tell they just hate you and they probably hate themselves too, and they're not happy to see you. But there are certain ones you go in and they're kind of going out of their way to make sure that you're doing good. And it just makes you happy to be there with them. This practice of gratitude is really a magnetizing practice, because when they behave like that, it makes you want to go back and spend more money at that business. And so it really does, it transforms a person from the inside out, but also on a macro level, it can transform a company and even a city, even a state or a nation, just by being grateful. Okay, y'all, so my suggestions are to really put in the vibration of gratitude in daily. In the morning time, I think is best, because when one is grateful for what they already have, it's easy to find more things to be grateful for, and throughout the day you'll just be more and more grateful, and life just gets better. You're receptive to love, and all good things happen. So as always, y'all, if you find resonance with this, please feel free to comment, and I appreciate you. I also want to let you know that if you do sign up for the membership, you will have access to the Love, Light, and Gratitude course, and there are also all kinds of downloads and MP3s that go along with that. So I invite you to do that if you find a desire to do so. And I hope you're having a wonderful, incredible, amazing day. Thank you all so much for tuning in on these videos. And yeah, I hope you're having a fabulous day. If you like this type of video, let me know. And you can let me know with a like or a comment. But I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you as always. See you next time.